Don't get me wrong, I totally enjoy experimental and overly creative runway and street style looks. But sometimes I'm in the mood for some slightly more everyday and practical inspiration. So, does the fashion world have something nice and wearable to please us this winter? We'll definitely find out in a couple of minutes. Hi everybody and welcome to the Purple Mood. Today we're looking into the most practical, comforting, cozy and wearable trends for the upcoming winter. And I'd like to start with one of my favorites, which are the long oversized sweaters. As some of you probably know, I happen to live not in the warmest part of the world and tend to take any single chance to complain about it. So there's really no surprise I adore this trend so much. These sweaters are not only a socially acceptable form of a wearable blanket, but are also great in creating an interesting and trendy silhouette paired both with the loose and tight bottoms. I personally prefer to wear them with the miniskirts and shorts and the leather-like leggings, which are part of the next trend on the list. I like to call this trend leather everything, as it's almost literally what it is. From some more basic stuff like trench coats, jackets, pants and skirts to the dresses and blouses. I truly like the faux leather clothes for the cold season, as they are very practical, easy to clean, quite warm and wind resistant. And of course I wouldn't surprise anyone by saying that leather-like clothes always look edgy and cool, which are probably two of my favorite adjectives when it comes to the outfits. Another favorite scene of mine, which is trending for a couple of seasons now, is an oversized bomber jacket. There were a lot of options, from leather to puffed ones and from simple to quite conceptual. I really like them because they are very cozy and relaxed, create an interesting voluminous silhouette and are also very suitable for putting on top of those giant sweaters and hoodies. So, if your personal style includes casual or sporty elements, or you like mixing and matching different vibes, I'd definitely recommend to try this one out. If to talk about quite an opposite style, the straight sort of office midi skirts are one of the freshest runway trends. This trend could seem way less cozy and casual than the previous ones, but I have an explanation for it being in this video, and here it is. If you take a midi skirt and pair it with the knee-high or over-the-knee boots, which are also trending at the moment, you would not only get quite a warm combo right away, but will also be able to stack any kind and number of the thermal leggings or fleece tights under it without giving any idea of what's happening to the outer world. And of course, this whole trick would work even better with the maxi skirts, which are still on the top of the trend lists. If to continue talking about the footwear, the hottest item in this category are the motor boots. And while I personally plan to stick to my beloved platform combat boots, at least for the upcoming season, I'm always happy to see a practical and comfy piece on the trend lists. Especially as the latest trends in this category were more on the feminine side, with the pointed toe heels and ballet flats. And I guess it's quite obvious that the motor-style boots are especially great for the cold and rainy season. So if you are tired of platforms or haven't been into them at all, I'd definitely recommend to look into this one. Another footwear trend, which I've actually started seeing more not only on Pinterest but also in real life, are the Ugg boots. The model I'm seeing the most is slightly different from the original 2010s one, but it still looks as cozy as warm house slippers, so I definitely can see why people are loving them. They probably wouldn't work great for the rainy weather, but if your colder season is more on the dry and chilly side, they are definitely a comfy option to consider. Another trend I'd like to talk about today are the giant scarves and ponchos. For me, the giant scarves are more of an ultimate winter staple than a piece of news, but it's actually exactly why I'm happy to see them on the runway, as there's just tons of inspiration on how to wear them, from quite obvious ways to fairly creative. And another of my favorite things about the scarves is that they are one of the easiest things to get on the online thrift platforms, and it's exactly what I'm planning to put my hands on, as there's no such thing as too many scarves. The next trend on the list is cozy and fun at the same time, and I'm talking about tartan or plaid. For me, it's given cozy blanket and durable Vivienne Westwood punky vibes at the same time, and it's honestly my perfect combo for the colder season. And this one is also probably the most creative of the bunch, as probably every existing clothing and accessory item could come in this print, not to mention almost endless number of variations of the print itself. And now let's talk about the outdoor trends. One of my favorites are the faux coats. And while it's not the newest thing out there, they come in so many different shapes and colors, it's quite natural for them to stick with us for a while. This versatility is actually what helps to adopt this trend to almost any weather conditions and style preferences, from chic and minimalistic to funky and over the top. And what could be cozier than something that literally resembles a stuffed animal? The other outdoor trend I'd like to mention are the maxi coats and trench coats. And while I've already brought it up in my fall fashion trends video, I believe it totally belongs to today's topic as a piece which can wrap you up from head to toe. Sounds just fantastic for those winter days when you need to leave the house no matter what kind of freezing hell is going on outside. Especially if it's puffed or faux fur. And for the wool and leather options, there's a nice hack to continue wearing them when it gets colder. Just make sure your coat has enough room and put it on a fitted puff vest or jacket, or generally any other kind of jacket you can stick inside. This hack not only helps keeping you warm and getting more wear out of your favorite clothes, but also creates more interesting layered look. Alright, that's all I have to share with you today. Thank you so much for watching, and please let me know in the comments which pieces are your favorite for the colder season, no matter trendy or not. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe for more fun and inspirational fashion content. See you next time!